I'm Meyers, Northtown Neighborhood News Magazine, and welcome everybody. Thanks to Sonny Hersh, my entire technical crew. Check us on the web, ntnm.org. Community policing, we're always big on that. That's caps24.org. And the person responsible for the show and our overall neighborhood expert, and whose son's also joining together with Sonny and I in our new venture to have our show out on Channel 25, is the president of the West Ridge Community Council and general all-around troublemaker, Michael Simos. Mike, how you doing?
How you doing?
Good. So, yeah, what happened? We just had an election. I mean...
Well, yeah, they just had a congressional election, a special election for the 5th Congressional District. Last time we were talking about, a lot of people thought the 9th Congressional District would have the special election, but it turned out to be the 5th Congressional, where Mike Quigley won. I did tell some people, not based upon any facts or any inside knowledge or outside knowledge or any knowledge. Let's get right down to it. I thought Mike Quigley had a good chance of winning.
Yeah, you called it.
I called it. Yeah, I didn't call it in the show, but I was telling people, and it just turned out I was right. And but what we learned from that election basically is that the organization, at least in the Northwest Side, does not exist any longer. It doesn't mean that their candidates that are now incumbents are sure losers next time, or if the alderman runs in these wards, that they'll lose. But the actual people that went to knock on doors and to get the vote out just no longer exists. And that's just a fact of life that everyone will have to be acknowledged, that there's no more organization. And some people will be happy, some people will be sad. And some people don't really care one way or the other. But when you see these committeemen, these organizations trying to get out the vote for their candidates, and they can't, it just proves what we've been saying in the show and other people have been saying all along, is that there is no more democratic organization. And even the small votes that the organizations came out with for their candidate, there's no guarantee that these people came out to vote for their candidate because of the organization. They might have seen the literature, they might have seen the TV ads. So it's just a fact of life. How that is going to affect the next elections, whenever they are, the primary for governor and U.S. Senate and county board president, we'll still have to see. But at least now we know there is no organization.
Yeah, it's going to be a major culture shock, and you were telling me also that you think there'll be a whole lot of people running for all kinds of offices.
Well, exactly. I think you're going to see for a lot of offices, depending how much money it will cost to run for an office, you're going to see a lot more people running. Because one, again, I know I'm repeating myself, no more organization, which means there's a void there. If you can get your people out to vote for yourself or your candidate, then you have a better chance. When you think about the last congressional election, and the reason you say the organization is dead, is that the smaller the turnout, the more likelihood that the organization candidate would win. If not for the whole district, but at least in the ward. If a committeeman or an alderman said, we're going to help him or her, this person, candidate, win, the smaller the turnout, the more likely that their candidate would win. Here we had a very small turnout, probably one of the smallest in any congressional election for a long time, whether special election or not, or any special election, and their candidate did not win. Or if the candidate won, it was such by a small margin that the organization was basically worthless. So when you take a look at that, and that's how you can tell whether an organization is strong or not. The union supports Sarah Feigenholz. She didn't win. You had some unions supporting Mike Quigley. You had a lot of the organizations supporting John Fritchie. You had a couple of organizations supporting Pat O'Connor. But when they tried to deliver, they couldn't. And it's just a fact of life. And like I said, if you're involved in politics, if you're going to run a campaign or help a person get elected, that's just a factor. And what I also thought was interesting, the day before, a couple of days before, I talked to some people that were involved in different campaigns. And they were also talking to people who were running the other campaigns, because in this type of election, everyone seems to know everyone else. And I'd say, well, what do you think? And they all told me the same thing. We don't know. These are the people running the campaigns. They're saying, we don't know. I said, what do you mean you don't know? Did you have any feeling? They said, no, we don't know who's coming out. We don't know if our TV ads would work. We don't know if our literature is working. We have no idea. And then
it was such an unusual election, and that it was the only election, and you had over 20 candidates when you count all the Republicans,
right,
Democrats, and the Greenies.
So I think you may see a lot of candidates run for, let's say, county board commissioner. You might see some candidates run for other spots that are up in.
Todd Stroger's actually actively trying to get speaking engagements right now, which really shocks me.
Well, Todd Stroger, Roland Burris, and other African Americans, they look at the vote totals and then they look at the actual vote. Can they keep their base together? If they keep their base together and there are 2 or 3 people running and they can get a small amount of the vote, or they're trying to get, of course, a huge amount of the vote, but if they feel that they can get a small amount of the vote, they can win. And that's the problem. And then, of course, as we talked last time, you have Paul Vallis, and it's going to be the people running the Democratic primary to convince Republican voters, take a Democratic ballot, don't wait for Paul Vallis, and to be able to beat Todd Stroger. Whether they can do that or not, I don't know. Whether there's any big primary fights in Republican primary, it might be very hard because there might be primary fights for governor and Secretary of State. It's too early to tell. But if you're running for county board president or any countywide spots in Cook County as a Democrat, I think you're going to see people trying to talk to Republicans, talk to people who vote in the Green primary, and try to get them to vote Democratic. That's going to be the number one I think, objective to try to win. It's not just to get Democrats, but outreach. Now the question is, what's Paul Vallis going to do? Is Paul Vallis going to say, okay, I'm running for county board president as Republican, but I support the other Democrats who are running for sheriff?
It's complicated.
It's complicated. For sheriff, for assessor, for clerk. And will Houlihan run? The assessor.
Our friend Jim Nally's been his lawyer. We should probably ask him.
Well, and he's a good lawyer too.
The best when it comes to election law.
Right.
Mickey's hands are telling me that we're about running out of time. So quick.
Well, I just want to say I've been in contact with the Board of Education, and hopefully we'll have a meeting concerning the construction sometime in middle or late April. It's getting close to Passover and Easter, and I think if we do have a meeting, we'll have it, after those holidays.
And the show will air right during that time too. Thank you very much, Michael C. Moses, for being here. Thanks to my entire technical crew, Sonny Hersh, ntnm.org. Hey, community people, want to come on the show? There's an open forum for you to come and let people know what's doing. I'm your host, Avi Meyers. Thanks so much, Mike. Bye-bye.
Bye.